it's me, your favorite goober, and a update for you today. Not quick, I'll tell you that. This is going to be about Project Fear. I have two things to go over. I'll go over why I'm in Minecraft in a second, but I want to talk about the main character. I've come up with an idea for her power. So, you might already know that she's afraid of the moon. And I didn't quite know how I wanted her power to manifest, but I have a rough idea now. So, the idea is this. I was thinking about different ways I can incorporate the moon into a power. And I knew about a couple of details, but I latched onto one today, which was the fact that the moon orbits the Earth. And I was thinking, how can I use that? Well, one of two ways came to mind. So either A, it's just about her like fighting style and it manifests as the ability to like gain benefits from different phases of the moon. Maybe everything has its own kind of uniqueness to it, right? From new moon all the way to full moon and all the way back to new moon. Maybe something unique for all of them. Maybe some things share similarities because, you know, there's only so many ways the moon can be lit up by the sun. So, I don't know. Haven't thought out all the specifics, but the idea is, different phases of the moon. Maybe she can do some stuff with that. And her fighting style, she would be orbiting the person. So imagine, right, you have, this is like your opponent. She would be kind of orbiting around them as her fighting style. She'd be doing this kind of thing. That's like where she's constantly doing that. And then I wanted to have a situation where the terminology I'm not 100% on, but we're just going to go for it because it's easy to understand when I say it like this. When she tames her monster form, right? One of two things. Let's take a step back. Right. You should be familiar with what it means for you to get consumed and you turn into a monster, right? That is understood. But here's some things. When you tame that monster, two things happen every time for every character. There is always going to be at least two guarantees. Guarantee number one, you get a transformation. This transformation is some drip. I'm dead ass. Number two, for the people who care about the power gained from it, you get some stat boosts. These are consistent. You're going to get some durability, some strength, and some stamina, right? And some speed. These are consistent, right? You're going to get those things. You can master it and whatnot. Really get like that full kind of strength from taming your monster. But yeah, when it comes to the outfits, I'm excited for the main character. She's going to be adorned in an all black dress. This is to reference Maka Alburn from Soul Eater. I always thought her black blood dress was just super stylish and really cool. And so I wanted to kind of reference that with my main character and have her have a black dress. Not every monster outfit is going to be all black. There will be plenty of color and design. But for the main character, I wanted to reference Soul Eater because Soul Eater was actually the very first anime I ever considered to be my favorite. So it holds a special place in my heart, and I wanted to pay a little bit of homage to one of my favorite characters from that series, and especially one of my favorite outfits from that series. So yeah, I look forward to that. Anyways, to talk about the main character and her monster form. You know that the benefits are A, an outfit, and B, some stat boosts. But for her, this would manifest as the dark side of the moon. Uh, and that would be kind of her moment to transform. I was thinking that maybe this could be like a tempo disruption. So maybe the opponent is getting used to her fighting style, her orbiting style, and then she can switch it up by going to the dark side of the moon, and from there, she's no longer, I guess, shackled by her need to circle and orbit her opponent. Now she has free range of motion and can do what she wants. Um, I don't really know if that's, what I want to do, but uh, that is the rough idea for her. I should say in general. I know the outfit is, I'm going to be consistent with that. I know that I want to figure out some stuff involving the moon, but the finer details and really figuring everything out, lots to do. So I'm going to just experiment with what I currently have that I just told you guys about, but it is subject to change, and it very well could. This is the first idea that I've had, so as you might or might not know, when it's the first thing, it's pretty easy to imagine it getting changed in the future. I can tell you that the main character for Project Elemental, he's had a lot of changes before he got to where he is now. So, yeah. Um, Moving on. Why am I in Minecraft? Well, I wanted to convey an idea to you guys, and I wanted to do so uh, because I felt like just using my words, as much as I could describe it, I wanted to offer a visual aid in order to help out in describing and kind of, well, I guess I wanted it to help me show you what I'm talking about. So here it is. You might have seen a glimpse of it when I was, circling. Um, this is just that goober that I talked about, right? He can summon doors that are basically used as portals. There's some other details about his power, but it's not really too important to understand everything about his power. What's important to understand is that he has a power, and if he were to turn into a monster, there's also that. Overall, that's his fear. His fear, for those who don't know, is that he's afraid of not knowing what's behind a door. He had a tragic incident that ignited this fear within him, and it's something that has really stuck with him. So this manifested the power to summon doors because he got really afraid, basically. In this world, when you're really afraid of something, you have the opportunity to master your fear and gain power from it. In this case, portal doors. Or you can be consumed by your fear, turn into a monster. Now, your fear is both your power and your monster. As you can see, 3 blue, 2 red, 3 purple, 2 pink. Overall, this is your fear. Your fear plays into your monster, and your fear plays into your power. That's true. But I really wanted to get the idea across that your monster uses your power. So if you were to get consumed, turn into your monster, this isn't going to be some unique power, some unique thing. It's still going to use your power. Because these two things are both your fear, but the monster uses the power. And I wanted to convey that because I just don't think I really have. I don't think I've ever talked about it or described it. So wanted an excuse to do so, and I finally have. So here we are, you know. Nothing too crazy, but I just wanted to get that idea across because it's really important, to understand that the monster uses your power, but together, ultimately, they are your fear. And so, in this case, the monster would take advantage of these portal doors and whatnot. But because this is your fear, right, and controlling your fear in more ways than one, right, being able to not be consumed by it and to also just gain strength from it comes together. And in this case, he could use his monster because his doors actually have a bit of a pocket dimension that you can go into, and that's where his monster is. And if he masters his monster, he can then use it offensively. So, you know, he can take a door, summon it, open it, have the monster attack you through it, you know, get your face scratched off, or he can do something where, you know, he summons a bunch of doors and, you know, he runs into one, he teleports away, and then you're here like, oh man, where'd he go to? And we know it's this one, but you know, character's like lost, doesn't know what to do, so they go to this one. Like, no, maybe not. Open this, they get, you know, they're I don't really know. I don't want to be gruesome with my description, but let's just say they get injured and scratched big time, you know, by their monster. Maybe they get smacked around, whatever. Maybe he makes like a big door and the monster like bites or something. I don't know. There's stuff I can come up with. Just haven't really thought about it too deeply when it comes to like big doors. I don't really know if I want him to have that. Maybe he can train to do something with that. I mean, like a power up. I don't know. Not really the point of this video. I just wanted to talk about, you know, what a character's fear is and how the monster operates with the power. So, yeah, a little visual guide. I don't know if that helped, but this is my best attempt after an hour, so I'm just going to run with it. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Good night and good luck. Bye-bye.